Hello and welcome to today's Employer on the Go tutorial. Today, we'll be discussing how to access and understand the contents of your payroll journal. The payroll journal's primary use is to store current and previous payroll records for each employee at your company, which will eventually be used to generate quarterly and annual reports, as well as year-end tax documentation, such as W-2s. The payroll journal can be accessed by hovering over the Payroll tab on the home page and selecting Payroll Journal. After a payroll is finished being processed, a new record will be posted to the payroll journal with a status of new. The most recent pay date will be displayed by default, but alternative pay dates and ranges can be selected within the Check Date drop-down menu at the top right of the table. We can view multiple record ranges between 7 and 365 days, select all to see every available record for our company, or choose a specific date if we'd like to do so. The Type tab at the top of the table allows you to specify which type of record you would like to view. We'll be viewing all records for this demonstration. 4 tabs labeled Details, Wages and Taxes, Deductions and Accruals, and Direct Deposit and Workers' Comp can be observed to the right of the Payroll Journal tab. To view specific employee information in any of these categories, select an employee from the list and pick a tab. The Details tab contains employee information including their name, ID number, and the division, location, and department in which they work. Also included within this section is payment information for your employee, such as their pay period and pay date, as well as their payment amounts and methods by check and/or direct deposit. Next, we'll move on to the Wages and Taxes tab. The Wages and Taxes tab offers a breakdown of earning codes which factor into the employee's gross pay. Tax information can also be found under this tab, as the name implies, organized by type of tax. Moving on, the Deductions and Accruals tab allows you to determine whether all deductions and their matches have been calculated correctly based on employee setup. General PTO, vacation, sick, and other applicable accruals will be held at the bottom of the page, shown here. Monetary amounts and hours that have been used and earned will be displayed as well, in addition to beginning and end balances in each category. The beginning and end balances are not typically available on the payroll detail report, so they can be found here if you need. Finally, we move to the Direct Deposit and Workers' Comp tab. This final tab shows the account or accounts into which your employee's pay is being direct deposited, as well as any specific information that pertains to these accounts. You'll notice that this employee does not have direct deposit accounts, but they will be displayed here with all applicable information included. If it pertains to your company, workers' compensation details relevant to this particular employee will be displayed at the bottom of the page. It's important to note that changes to the information within the payroll journal cannot be made from these pages, as it is a read-only document. If you hover over the Payroll Journal tab, a small dialog box pops up that says Read Only, showing that you cannot edit these pages from here. Instead, necessary edits must be made in employee setup, company setup, or other source data. After information is manipulated at the source, the payroll can be processed again as many times as needed. Keep in mind, though, the changes cannot be made to the payroll journal after a pay date has passed because the information will be locked in a view-only state. If you must make changes after the pay date has passed, the payroll will need to be voided and completed again, so ensure that you've made all required edits before the next pay date. This concludes our video. Hopefully, after viewing, you're able to access, navigate, and manipulate your payroll journal after your company's payroll has been processed. If things don't seem quite right or you're still left with some questions, you're welcome to contact our operations department directly. Thanks for watching.